Studio fans, this is Suzanna here to share with you this two-page layout created using the September kit and add-ons. So you can see that is the left page, and I have three 3x4 photos, and this is the right-hand page, which is a large photo. So I have the large photo that is on the right-hand side, and that is sort of the main photo, and I have created some banners as well as just using the pocket cards from the kit. The banners are created using some of the banners are created using the digital cut file this month. They have two little holes that I stuck back in. I could have removed them from my file as I was cutting, but I actually really thought that I was going to use the holes to thread some twine through. But when I decided I wasn't going to do that, I literally just used some of my Thermoweb purple tape on the back side because that is acid free to hold those holes in there. And because I have a two-page layout with a large photo, I want elements on the left-hand side to span across to the right-hand side, which in my mind unites the two pages. It gives you that continuity of flow and moves your eye from one side to the other as opposed to having two distinct pages. So you can see where that 3x4 card it spans both the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the page there. So I'm just trying to get a nice mix of colors between the maroon and the orange. There are various shades of orange in the kit, as well as working with that wood grain. I am going to incorporate a little bit of gray into that as well. So because I have put that element that is spanning the two pages, I want to make sure that I go ahead and cut it now. And then I'm also going to use some of my painter's tape, which is removable tape. The purple tape is as well, but I like the way that the yellow painter's tape, it just works better for me. It has a much stronger bond. And so I'm going to use that to hold the two pages together. So again, I want to get a little bit of a photo spanning both pages as well. And because I've left myself plenty of white space at the bottom of that large photo, I've got plenty of room there. Also with the kit this month, you've probably all seen the kit at this point. You get these as an add-on, you can get these wood veneer banners. So I want to build a few of those in. I also want to build, and you'll see that coming up in a little bit, the gray cardstock basic shape stickers. That's a tongue twister. That also has some banners in it, and so I want to incorporate those into it. Part of tying in the gray is that the road is gray, the sky is gray, and my Highlander is also gray or silver. So a little bit about the story, which will also then lead you to understand why I've chosen the colors that I have, is this was move-in day. My son is a freshman at Virginia Tech out in Blacksburg, Virginia, and we drove out there to move him in, and I'm telling you, it was a fiasco. I'm not sure that the whole story is here. This may just be the first half of the fiasco, but I was driving my car with him, and because we had a fairly decent sized refrigerator, a microwave, as well as a lot of swimming gear, it was a fuller car than normal, and my daughter wanted to come as well. And so there was not room for three of us and him. So we took two cars, thank goodness. My husband was behind me, and we got a flat tire. And so, of course, we called AAA, or we don't have AAA, but we called Progressive or whoever our auto insurance is, and they sent somebody out to come and get us. And we were following it on the app, and we saw our little tow truck getting closer and closer and closer to us. And this green BMW, which you can see in the right-hand side photo on the left-hand page, pulls up, and Michael and I are like, thumbs up, we're good, we don't need you, thank you, we've called the tow truck. Well, this guy comes out of the car, and this is terrible to say, but he kind of reminded me of Rumpelstiltskin, and we were expecting a tow truck. Goes to the back of his car, the trunk, and pulls out two jacks, some high-power jacks, and starts to talk to us and change our tire. So just completely unexpected. Anyway, so that's what this story is of us standing on the side of the road and our quote unquote tow truck, and just it was a funny experience. So what I've done here is I've done lots of things. So on the right hand side of the page, you can see that the gray and the maroon elements there, those are the digitals that I have blown up to have larger labels to house more journaling. I have also used one of the stamp sets, the Thankful stamp, with a coordinating die that it has existed and been used multiple times for these really cool labels. And it says the details because I wanted a little bit of orange on that right hand side of the page. Also this month, as part of the metal dies available to you, you have the Banners metal die, and I'm using this really awesome wood grain to go with some of the large Jane alphas. So I have the polka dot as well as the outline. So the polka dot I stamped in orange, and then the outline I stamped in maroon, again, just to go with school colors. And so that is all of what I did, I believe, while I was ranting on about my story there. So the idea is that I'm going to cover that white space. It was intentionally left there when I took the photo so that I could have, I knew I wanted to blow that up, and that would be a main element in the storytelling. So what I'm trying to do here is figure out, I know I want the title to be VT Bound, VT for Virginia Tech, and Bound is going to go on that banner. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to make that work at this point. So I do like the way these elements are arranged, and so I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down. Also this month you have the banner stickers, and so that particular sticker in orange, it says, no, so happy about this. And I know I'm not happy about this, so I intend to use it, putting the not above that. I'm just figuring out where it's going to go. So because I've committed to the placement of these 3x4 elements, I'm going to go ahead and put them down, commit to that, and that will help me figure out the spacing of these elements. So I have a bit of a gap between the photo on the left-hand page, the right-hand photo on the left-hand page, and that maroon label there, and I want to seal off that gap. So this is the perfect space, especially with that white space in the photo of the BMW on the road, to put in not. It also allows me to put that star there, which is another element that crosses the page to just provide that flow of movement from left to right. The orange heart there, that is the heart that got, it's the negative from the banner up front, and then the maroon star is the negative from the maroon banner up top as well. So I've committed to these elements. You can see I've stuck them down, so I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife to just cut them so that you can see this. So when I separate the pages, it is a distinct separation there. And now I need to finish working on the title. I'm not sure of the placement of that, but I still am, I know that it's going to be VT bound, and then I have to find the other letters. So when Elle released, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. When Ellie released these maroon puffy stickers, I knew, I want to say I actually knew he was going to Alabama at that point in time to swim, and so I requested a ton of them, and so I have a ton of these awesome maroon stickers, which work perfectly for Virginia Tech as well. What I'm using here is the hand sewn stitches stamp. If you have followed my work, you will know that I have used this on just every single layout that I have created just about since I've gotten it. I am short on time. You've heard me say that too. I'm back to work. My kids are back to school, and things have just picked up a little bit around here. And so I love that this stamp gives me the ability to have the stitched effect without actually having to go to my sewing machine, rethread it, and do all of that fun stuff. So I'm using my brown VersaFine ink to just stamp different parts of that to give that sort of homegrown look, home stitched look to it. And I like the way that it pulls the wood grain into the whole layout there. And so I've committed to this title here, and I cover just a little bit of that banner there with the overlap. And again, part of that is about filling the space that I have in the photos that are all skiwampus and askew. And I've done that intentionally because I have the uniform movement of the banner across, that I like the movement of the photos with that journal card there, as well as the those print and cut files on the right hand side. They are also askew intentionally just for movement on the page. So these are the Maroon Jane Puffy stickers that were not released this month, just FYI. Those are from my stash. They are still available in the store if you would like to pick some of those up. These are the gray basic shape stickers that I was referring to, so I want to put a few more banners just for some varying size. I did leave some of those cards as actual rectangles instead of banners, and again, just for variety of shape and size in those really big dominant banners there. I'm going to scatter some of these gray elements throughout the page, and again, because the road is gray, I like the way that the gray integrates into that. And there are some great shapes in that. There are stars, there are banners, there are labels. There's an asterisk-y sort of looking thing that I am going to use on the right-hand side of the page. So lots of fun elements this month, and I have used a good amount of them. I am doing an Elle Studio Live, my first Facebook Live tomorrow. I'm sure you've heard me mention that, or if you've seen me post on social media. That is tomorrow at 1 p.m. I would love if you could just at least pop in and say hi. That would be great. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but it's going to be fine. I think the hardest part is going to be getting the technology set up so that I am recording horizontally. I've been recording videos for years now, but I have the benefit of editing them. And then when I don't like things that I've said, I can delete that, or I can voice over that again. I'm really an introvert, and talking is not my thing. I'm not very good at filling white space. I like my white space on my layouts, and I kind of like my white space. Silence, I'm okay with silence. So those are my two biggest fears of this, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I will do fine. You will have fun. We will have fun, and we will check out what I have left of my September kit, because I'm sure you've seen, I've posted a fair number of layouts with the September kit. Plus, I've got this double page layout here. So we will be scraping the bottom of the barrel there, but we will have a good time. So you can see I'm just adding some twine. I've got some baker's twine as well as some jute here. Again, just movement on the page. And you can't have a banner without some kind of a bow or twine, right? So I'm adding some of that to these banners just for a little bit of the movement there. And then just a few other bits and pieces. There's a lot on this layout, especially with that large photo, but I found this true story little sticker, and I had to use it because I'm telling you, if you knew, this was one of three, like they say when it rains it pours, right? And bad things happen in threes. Not that this was terrible, but this was the first of three things. It was not a smooth move-in day at all for him. It wasn't a bad experience, but it could have gone smoother. Let's just put it that way. So also from the Thankful stamp set that I used earlier, you have these really cool crosses. I'm going to call them plus signs, and I liked the way that they mimic the texture in the road, and so I am going to scatter those throughout the layout as well. It is not a necessary element. I could have stopped here. I didn't have to add anything else to this layout, but I I have grown to love stamping on my layouts, and I really like the effect that this adds to that pebbly texture in the road there. Um, so I'm going to do that. You know, I have to tell you, I did not stamp before I was a member of the Ellie's Studio design team, but I really love Ellie's stamps. They are not particularly themed per se, and so you can use the same, like I've used this stamp set on 5 layouts now, I think. Maybe not all of the stamps, but they've been relevant somehow or another. And the same thing with the stitch stamps. That is my new favorite, and you will see it from here on out, especially when stitching is required. So that is probably going to wrap it up. I am going to put, this says so very, and then the whole sentence reads, so very not so happy about this. That is the full layout. The close-ups are to follow. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you at 1 tomorrow for my Facebook Live. Thanks for stopping in today. Take care.